rights to go on that route, but other airlines are denied. This is part of the scheme when the tender is given out, that for 3 years you will be protected. There are many other things, some remission on airport charges and all. Can't we have a similar scheme? External Affairs Ministry is spending a lot of money. For example, let's take firstly the west side, Shahabad port. Then we are part of the Indian North-South Transport Corridor, which goes 7,000 kilometers, 7,200 kilometers right up to St. Petersburg. It's already started. Shahabad port is being used to sending wheat to Afghanistan. It will connect to our Air Force base in Tajikistan. So there are many advantages of Shahabad port, but the business one is not able to go there. I mean, they have to go from Tehran to maybe to the airport at Chabahar. So why can't we have a direct flight to Chabahar? Why can't we have direct flights to Cambodia, to Laos, to other places on the east side? So here I have said that I think it's time External Affairs Ministry should think in terms of a extended Udan scheme on a subsidy basis. But subsidy need not be cash subsidy. There can be so many other incentives given, which I have incentivized. I have tabled out in the book. The other thing is India outbound. United Nations World Tourism Organization had said that India will have 50 million tourists by I think 2020 or something. But anyhow, with COVID and all, everything is gone, and we are way behind. 50 million tourists, sorry. And we are way behind, but we'll catch up. I'm sure we'll catch up because our outbound tourism is growing very fast. And I'm sure that post-COVID, things will catch up faster. Now, but where do these people go? We have some statistics, not very good, but they're not going to places where we would like them to go. They're not interested in going to, some of them are, but I mean, basically they all go to the west, or they go to Singapore, to Bangkok, or beyond Australia and so on. So why can't we do an incentive scheme? Now let me say that Switzerland started using Bollywood industry to attract Indians to go there. It's a actually documented thing. They used it, and then people started going to Switzerland in a big way. Why are we not using Bollywood to go to Uzbekistan? So very, very interesting areas with with a lot of Indian historical connections, or to Angkor Wat, or to anything. There are other schemes. LTC. Why can't we have a little bit of extended LTC to certain points? I'm not saying by an Indian carrier to maybe Siam Reap or to Angkor Wat side or somewhere else. So these are interesting things which can be done. It can be to divert the increasing Indian tourism, outbound tourism, to destinations where we will feel that our foreign policy objectives are being met. So these are some suggestions which I have said in this book, that we can meet both these. And finally, I think with the last point, so this is how I tried to cover this. I hope people find it interesting. And the last point I have said is another thing about Act East policy, where I think Andaman and Nicobar Islands have been left out. Now, why have they been left out? Well, possibly deliberately. And why? Because, in fact, I have spent 4 years there, so I know that as far as Government of India is concerned, we don't want to touch Andaman and Nicobar Islands because the environmentalists go after us. That is the normal refrain. These are terrible people, they will start trying. And they do. There is no doubt about it. But there's a Supreme Court order on the environment issues at Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Please read it. It says high value, low volume. Tourism should be encouraged. On the contrary, what are we doing now? We are doing low volume, high volume, low value tourism. All the LTC people go there because that is the maximum you can get out of LTC. It is creating havoc there. They have not put any environmental restrictions. 1 and 2 star and dharamsalas are proliferating in and damaging the place. When one of my visits, I met an English boy sitting next to me on the aircraft, and I said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Havelock Island. Okay, great. How long? For 1 month. Where are you staying? He stayed at some hotel. I said, how much are you paying? He said, 200 rupees a night. Okay, so that's where you're making the whole place into a low quality place and spoiling it. So we don't have a proper policy on these. Now, why I'm saying all this is because today India is perceived as a peninsular India. Nobody thinks in terms of that our jurisdiction, our land, our EEZ extends right up to the western entrance of Malacca Straits. Malacca Straits, from a political and strategic point of view, are very critical. China has already called it their Malacca dilemma, and we need to think about it seriously of how to overcome it. People don't realize that these islands can be a great asset if you allow development of direct flights between these islands and maybe ASEAN countries, and have some high quality resorts built up, and don't allow low quality resorts to come up by putting certain restrictions. So this is how I try to analyze the whole thing, that you need inbound also, and these inbounds could be in these islands which have enough land. I mean, they don't have enough land, but they have enough, what can I say, land along the seashore where you can build, like what Maldives is doing. Where is the land in Maldives? They do it. You can do it also here. So these are the issues which I have brought out and said how to merge the Indian aviation policy with the foreign policy in the neighboring area. And I hope the panelists will be able to dwell something and think more about it. I'll be grateful if they do. And so with this, I will close my presentation on the book. Thank you very much.